Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel, then welcome, and if you're returning to the channel, then welcome back. So today guys, we're going to be talking about an all-new electric dirt bike, the Storm B. It is made by Sur-ron, and it is the big brother to the very popular Sur-ron Light B. The Light B being a little bit smaller, about the size of a 100cc, while the new Storm B is going to be a full-size electric dirt bike comparable to about a 300. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the specs of the bike, how much it weighs, how much range it has, how big the battery is, and of course price. These bikes aren't available in the US yet, but Sur-ron has shipped out their first batch in the UK and in Russia. So guys, without any further delay, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so first off I want to start out with the dimensions of the bike. It's going to be 2,120 millimeters long, or 83.4 inches long, 805 millimeters wide, or 31.6 inches wide, and 1,265 millimeters tall, or 49.8 inches tall. Again guys, those numbers are pretty standard for a full-size dirt bike. Likewise, we're going to be having standard rim size, so the front one's going to be getting a 21 inch and then the rear is going to be an 18. One thing that I have seen a lot of people talk about is the weight of this bike, and it is a little bit heavier than a normal gas bike. So for reference, I have a 300 KTM. If the bike is dry, it weighs 225 pounds, but it can also hold 3 gallons of gas. Now each gallon of gas is about 6 pounds, so I'm going to add 18 pounds onto my 225. So if my KTM is full of gas, it weighs about 243 pounds. Now the Storm B, on the other hand, is going to weigh 120 kilograms, or 264.5 pounds. So actually it's about 20 pounds heavier than my 300 KTM, and a lot of that weight is coming from the battery, which weighs 29 kilograms, or 63.9 pounds all by itself. So yes, it is a little bit of a hefty bike. Right guys, next up we're going to talk about performance. So the power system on the bike is going to be run by a BLDC motor, which is a high power, high torque motor, and they're going to pair that with a sine wave controller just like they had on the Light BX. Should make for a really good combination. The max output power on the bike is going to be 22.5 kilowatts, and it's going to have 520 newton meters of torque at the wheels. The range on the bike is supposed to be 105 kilometers at 50 kilometers an hour, or 65.2 miles at 31 miles an hour, so it should get much better range than this little Light B brother. The charging time for the bike is 3 hours, but the charge time for the Storm B and the Light B are about the same. The top speed on the bike is going to be very impressive, 110 kilometers an hour, or 68.3 miles an hour. 0 to 50 kilometers an hour in 1.9 seconds, or that's 0 to 31 miles an hour in 1.9 seconds. And it also does 0 to 80 kilometers an hour in 3.9 seconds, or that's 0 to 50 miles an hour in 3.9 seconds. The bike is also air cooled. In addition to that, it does have a couple cool extra features. Instead of on the Light B version just getting an eco and a sport mode, we now have eco, rain, sport, and turbo. The bike also comes with a GPS app, so you can see how long your rides are, what distance you traveled, or you can just check up on your bike and see where it's at. So like I said previously, the bike is already released in the UK and in Russia. However, I'm located in the US, so I'm anxiously awaiting this bike to come out in the US so I can get my hands on it and test it. I have reached out directly to Sur-ron. They replied by saying they plan on bringing the bike to the US early in 2021, so that's exciting news to hear. And as far as who will be distributing the bike when it comes to the US, Lunicycle in California is currently the only US distributor for Sur-ron in the US. However, I did reach out to Lunicycle. I emailed them asking if they had plans to sell the Storm B in the future, and at the time that I talked to them, they said they had no plans to distribute it. This is more than likely to do with the fact that in the US you need special licensing to sell an actual dirt bike. Lunicycle is actually an electric bike shop, and the Sur-ron Light B is actually considered an electric bicycle, so they don't need any special licensing to sell the Light B. So you can expect Sur-ron to try and get these in actual motorcycle shops in the US, and I think that's where they're going to plan to distribute them. Now I have heard a lot of prices concerning the Storm B, and the most consistent price I can really find is about $7,200, which I think is pretty close or right on. Well guys, that's it for the Storm B video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.